Maximum PC here at E3 2013, checking out DayZ, and I'm with the game's creator, Dean Hall, right?
Hello,
right,
that's me.
Okay, and for those that don't know, can you tell us a little bit about DayZ?
Sure, it started off as a mod for a game called Arma 2. Actually, Arma 3 is being demonstrated here. And it became quite popular, and I ended up working with Bohemia to turn it into a standalone game, which is what we're showing here now.
Okay, and right next to us we have some builds of Arma 3. Is this game running on Arma 3's new engine?
No, it's not. So what, because Arma 3 is obviously still in progress, so it's an alpha, and Arma 3 is a first-person shooter. That's what it is. Whereas with DayZ, we felt that we needed to create it as an MMO. There's a lot of concessions you need to make when you make a game in MMO. So that's what, we basically remade the engine as an MMO, which is what we have here now.
I see. And can you kind of sort of tell us about the basics of the game, what it's about?
Sure, so the idea is you're thrust into the zombie apocalypse, you don't have much stuff, and you go around and you're scavenging for items, picking them up, finding new clothing, finding new equipment, and you have to eat, drink, and survive.
Okay. And at least the mod was very brutal. It was very difficult, very easy to die. Is that something that was consciously designed for, or are you going to be tweaking that a little bit?
Yeah, the idea was to make it a really brutal experience. We felt that it's a survival game, almost more than it's a zombie game.
And so supplies are going to be very limited. It's going to be very easy to die.
Yeah, you have to eat, you have to drink. Yeah, that's I guess kind of the key thing.
And I would imagine there's a big psychological, if not sociological, element to the game in terms of who you can trust. Because supplies are so limited, you can either join up with somebody or decide to just kill them and take their stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's, like the classic is, people always wanting to eat the cans of beans and stuff like that. And we've done a lot of work revamping the inventory system and all that kind of stuff.
Can you talk about the game's new engine? Is it entirely new? Is it revamped?
Well, what we did was we picked the Take On Helicopters engine, which was a version of the engine later than Arma 2, and we gutted that and turned it into an MMO. So like this whole inventory system didn't exist. There's a crafting system. I can put two sections of map together. I can this is pond water. I can use like purification tablets on it. Yeah, and drink it.
The one big thing about this game is that I think it inspired almost a new genre of games, and particularly copycats. I believe I read you were kind of depressed when the War Z came out. Can you kind of elaborate on that? Or?
Yeah, well, I think it was more that it was like free to play and stuff like that, which I think really breaks the game design. And we weren't super happy with, I guess, some of the development stuff. It was also a bad time for us because we weren't doing too well. Like we decided we wanted to revamp the whole engine, and it wasn't going well in December for us. But luckily January came around, we had a lot of wins. And the biggest one is taking it from a first-person shooter to an MMO. Like doing that has had a profound effect. It means that hacking and stuff like that, the damage that the game being hacked will be greatly reduced because of that change.
And at Maximum PC, a lot of the gamers like to be able to really crank out the graphics and stuff like that. With their high-end video cards and whatnot. Will this game be able to take advantage of those high-end cards?
I guess the most important thing is our focus isn't on graphics. Like you see, a lot of people look at it and say, oh, it looks really similar to Take On or Arma 2 or that. Doesn't look as good as Arma 3, but DayZ is more of a game about like the gameplay itself. So definitely, you want a good PC to play it. And it's something we want to look at doing in the future. We've talked about DirectX 11 implementation and stuff like that, but it's more something for the future. Yeah.
I see. And can you talk about the improvements the standalone has over the mod?
Well, I guess the inventory system's the big one. Stuff like you can see there, the zombies, still quite a bit of work to be done with them, but they're much better than they were. and the weapon attachment system, all that kind of stuff.
And I'm guessing the game's world is still going to be just as big as ever?
Yeah, it's getting a little bit bigger. Like, I combined that map together before, so I can show you. So up the north here, so I've combined 2/4 of the map that I found together to make 1/2 of the map. You can see up here, this is all a new area that's still a work in progress.
Yeah. The fan reaction for the game has been phenomenal so far. What does that mean for you?
Well, it means one of the positives is like we have quite good interaction with the community, so we can test ideas before we implement them. But that's one reason why we want to get the alpha out so soon, because basically without feedback, we don't know, how good some of this stuff is. So we're really at a point where we want to get more feedback. I guess people really wanted to see the game out at the end of last year, which is what I'd originally said. But if we'd gone ahead with our plans then, it would have been a really limited game. What we want, that was, we decided we had to go through and do it properly. So it's sometimes hard with the fans to translate to that, but be patient and let us deliver something that's quality and fun.
So you guys don't have a targeted release date in mind?
No. We're really imminent, like we are really close now. But you see the zombies, we just want to tidy up some of that stuff a little bit, and yeah.
Okay, and what can gamers expect to pay?
A lot less than they paid for Arma 2.
Gotcha. Okay, alright, thank you for your time, Dave.
Cool.